everybody. Welcome to Blonde Warrior. This is Lee Milteer. Have a great topic for you today. Use adversity as a launch pad for greater success. And by the way, don't forget at the end of our presentation today, I have a great gift for you. It's called the 5 Types of Energy, and it's about mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and financial energy. It's a free video series for you. Please make sure you go get it at 5typesofenergy.com. Now, let's don't sugarcoat it. We're living through one of the most unpredictable, chaotic, and shape-shifting times in modern history. None of us could have ever forecast the rapid acceleration of change, the volatility of markets, and the sheer complexity of running a business in a world that seems to reinvent itself every single week. And yet, here you are, still standing, still pushing. You're going out there, and that alone tells me something important about you. You're not alone, by the way, but you have grit. And grit alone is not enough. See, entrepreneurial game has changed. The rules have changed. The terrain is unfamiliar, and there's no going back to what we used to call normal. Now, you're going to read a lot about chaos in the world, and you're going to need a lot more determination. You're going to need clarity. You're going to need resilience and flexibility. You're going to need laser-like focus. And most important, you're going to need to lead yourself like you've never led yourself before. Because here's the brutal truth. No one is coming to save you or me. Not the government, not the market, not the latest app, not the newest guru. If you want to not only survive, but thrive in this season, it starts with taking radical responsibility for your mindset, your results, and your future. So the obstacle is not the enemy. It's the assignment. Are you listening to that? The obstacle is not the enemy. It's our assignment. The struggle is not a detour. It is the path, because we're all encountering roadblocks. Some are massive and public, others are quiet and internal. But here's the difference between those who rise and those who retreat. The winners use every obstacle as a refinement tool. Every disappointment becomes a new layer of wisdom. Every delay becomes an opportunity to sharpen your strategies. So these people don't run from the hard, they leverage it. Now more than ever, business owners must step up and embrace the mindset of resilience. That means choosing discipline over drama, strategy over stress, commitment over comfort. And here's the truth. You have to accept this. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control the chaos in the world, but you can absolutely control how you show up. You can control whether you stay grounded or give in to fear. You can control whether you stay focused or adrift. You can control whether you push forward or you freeze. See, every single day, you have the opportunity to choose patience, courage, humility, creativity, and resourcefulness. Now, these aren't just soft traits, they are weapons. In business, these traits make the difference between being relevant and ruin. They determine whether your company adapts and innovates or slowly fades out of the game. But here's the catch. No one hands you resilience. You certainly aren't taught that in school very often. You have to build it, just like a muscle. It grows with constant use. You earn it by doing the hard things, even when you don't feel like it. So let's bring this down to the ground floor here. Let's talk about results, because let me be crystal clear about this. Business owners, entrepreneurs do not get paid for their time. We get paid for results. Now, you may feel like you're working all the time. You may be running yourself ragged, constantly busy. But here's the truth. Activity does not equal productivity. Now, it certainly doesn't equal profit. So if your efforts aren't creating value for your clients, solving real problems, or generating income, then you're just burning daylight. You're not in a time-based economy. You're in a results-based economy. Let me say that again. You are not in a time-based economy. You're in a results-based economy. That means if you're not making money, delivering impact, moving the needle, you're not in business. You're in a very, very expensive hobby. See, far too many entrepreneurs hide behind busy work because it feels safe. Where they color code their planners, they tweak their websites, they post to social media without strategy, they spend their days reacting to inbox chaos, all while avoiding the real, brave, truly messy work of selling, leading, executing. And here's where the consequences really creep in. All that avoidance will show up in your bank account, your health, your stress levels, your relationships, and your sense of peace. So you might want to write this down. There's always a cost to procrastination, and that cost compounds. And so, what is the antidote? Accountability, clarity, structure. You need to know exactly where you're going and what is required to get there. You need measurable goals, tracked progress, and honest feedback loops. You need someone in your corner who will challenge your excuses, hold you to a higher standard, and help you see your blind spots. Whether that's a coach, a peer, a mastermind group, you've got to create some kind of ecosystem, ecosystem that refuses to let you coast. And speaking of clarity, let's talk about vision. You see, most business owners, entrepreneurs skip the most crucial step of success, crafting a clear, compelling, specific vision for your future. If you don't know where you're going, how will you know you're on the right road? You see, it's not just enough to say, I want to grow, I want more clients. You actually need clarity about the how, the why, and the when. You need a roadmap and the discipline to follow it. You see, high achievers don't hope their way to success. They don't wing it. They plan their work and work their plan. They anticipate problems. They make space for opportunity. They're ready when fortune knocks. They actually understand that luck favors the prepared mind. But all the planning in the world means absolutely nothing without action. Consistent, courageous action. That is the engine of all momentum. And if you're not taking steps toward that every single day, yes, even small ones, you're drifting. And drifting is dangerous in business because the current of life will always pull you into distraction, delay, and doubt if you're not actively steering your own ship. And while you're taking action, remember this: flexibility is power. Adaptability is a superpower that every entrepreneur must cultivate. And the most successful people I know have one thing in common. They do not get emotionally attached to their plans. They're committed to the outcome, not the original path. When something stops working, they don't spiral into fear. They pivot with strategy. They know how to shift gears quickly, test new ideas, and take fast action. So 2020 taught us this in spades, if you'll recall. The world will change, tech will disrupt, markets will shift, and if you're not flexible, you will break. That is why it is crucial that you develop a strong inner core. You see, right now, more than ever, your number one job is to manage you, not the media, not your competition, and clearly not what other people think. Just you. You are the central operating system of your business, your team, your family, and your legacy. If you're off, everything around you is off. That means managing your mental focus, protecting your emotional energy, feeding and moving your physical body, grounding yourself spiritually, whatever that means to you. And of course, being intentional with your financial decisions. You see, successful entrepreneurs treat all five of these areas like sacred responsibilities because they are. You see, too many people are wasting their energy obsessing about what they cannot control, politics, global drama, online arguments, while ignoring the very things they can control that would dramatically improve their lives and their profits. Now, I'll say this with love. Please turn off the news and turn on your goals. Stop scrolling, start selling. Stop ranting, start building. The world doesn't need more noise. It actually needs your focused brilliance. One of the most powerful tools you can develop is your learning habits. The most profitable entrepreneurs I work with are lifetime learners. They expose themselves to new ideas, tools, strategies, and mentors constantly. They read, they listen to audio, they go to events, they invest in coaching. They stay current, sharp, and informed. And you don't become wealthy or wise by accident. Remember that. You learn your way into those outcomes. And if you're not learning, you're stagnating, period. So let's take it a little bit deeper. You must also be radically truthful with yourself. No sugarcoating, no fantasy, no pretending. If the numbers aren't where they should be, if the team isn't functioning, if your habits are slipping, it's time to tell yourself the truth. Let's face it, that's not negativity. That's actually maturity. The willingness to face reality head on is a defining trait of successful leaders. It's not easy, it's not comfortable, but it's the only path to actual progress. And yes, this journey will demand you take risk, not reckless, not blind leaps, but smart, strategic risk with intentions. You cannot have more in life by clinging to safety. You have to be willing to step outside of the known and venture into new territory. Now, will you fail sometimes? Of course. But every failure actually sharpens your instincts, teaches you valuable lessons, and deepens your strength. And finally, let's talk about the people around you. Because here's something people don't want to hear. Your team will make or break you. Are you surrounded by problem solvers or excuse makers? Do your people energize you or drain you? Are they aligned with your mission or just along for the ride? If you don't have people who are committed, capable, and coachable, well, you actually need people whose skills complement your own and whose energy uplifts the culture of your business. So if you've got folks who are not on board, who don't fit, you've got to have the courage. You got to fix that. You see, one wrong person can sink the entire ship. Leadership requires tough calls. You have to make them. And here's the big takeaway. This season may be hard, but it's also holy ground, meaning it's the proving ground for the next version of who you are becoming. The obstacles you're facing aren't here to destroy you. They're here to unlock you. They're forcing you to innovate, to grow, to become sharper, wiser, and more powerful than you've ever been. Because you are not average. You are not fragile. You are not here to merely survive. You are here to create, to lead, and to thrive. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop doubting your ability. Literally, the world needs you. Fully activated, focused, and fearless. Truthfully, this is your time. Now go make something extraordinary of it. I hope you have taken notes on this presentation, and I have a free gift for you. It's called the 5 Types of Energy, and there are 5 types of energy. There's energy, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and financial. And these 5 types of energy are your daily life currencies. And most people allow their energy to be used by others. So you got to take your power back and understand how to use your own currencies for your own benefit. It's a $100 value. It's all yours for free. Each video is about 5 minutes long. Sign up at the free download at www.5typesofenergy.com webpage, or go to milteer.com. If you wish to contact us, you can email us at assistant@milteer.com. And this is Lee Milteer. I will see you again soon. Make it a great day.